Yeah, so carrying on, Germany, yeah, it was a good life. As I said, at that time I was with my ex-husband. The kids were born, and that was hard. Having a twins and no support around you, in a sense, like, we didn't have any immediate family. That was really hard. I can't remember first 4 years, I think, because you are like a machine. So you're like in a production conveyor belt. So you just try to sleep as much as you can, but there is not much sleep because you have two babies that are waking up at different times. I mean, I didn't know any different. It was for me like having a one child. But two is really like when you're feeding them, how do you feed both babies at the same time? Because it happens, they cry at the same time. Then, getting ready. And then as a young mother, you're so petrified of everything. Oh my God. And things do happen. And it's just, you kind of wing it, if I'm honest with you, because no child comes with manual. There are no instructions. You really have to kind of figure out as you go along. And all in all, I mean, Ben and Zara were, okay babies, but it was two of them. Of course, it's going to be a lot more than with one child. And I would like, if I could, I would have changed some things, how I did them. But that's now in the past, and yeah, I can't go back. But for every young mother, I would suggest, it doesn't matter that your flat is dirty. It doesn't matter that something is not done, or, that you didn't make dinner, that you didn't wash your hair maybe. It doesn't matter. Use this time for your babies so you remember it, because it really goes by fast. It's, they grow up so fast. When they were little, I was so busy with everything around me. They need to be clean. They need to not have this, but, I had certain standards that were stupid, I must say. But, that's how I was brought up, and I thought, yeah, that is how it should be, but actually it doesn't, and I so desperately tried to upkeep these standards. It will take me a long time to realize that it was, it was stupid to do it, but I think that's the way how we learn things. Yeah, and it was good. I remember this time fondly. My family then would come to visit. That was nice. And, when they were really little, we didn't travel a lot because it's difficult to travel with two babies. In the meanwhile, we would get married. 2004. Yeah, 2004, we got married. And that was amazing wedding. I organized a bloody good wedding. We had roughly about 100 people attend. But by that time, we really had an extensive circle of friends. And just a part of our families from abroad came. But it was so multicultural. We didn't have, we had your registry office where we got married. And then we celebrated in a vineyard, because Koblenz is surrounded by vineyards and wine producers. And one of them had a massive room. and he would just rent it for big celebrations. It wasn't a restaurant as such. So he would just do their birthdays, christenings, weddings, or something like that. And it was in a little village next to Koblenz. So we organized a bus for all our guests to be transported there. We had at the wedding, I think the toast was given to us in 7 different languages. There were English, Bosnians, Germans, Dutch, French. Who else did we have? Irish, Slovenian. Yeah, it was so much love and, people that are important to us. Really selected few, but it was an amazing day. People enjoyed themselves so much that they still remember to this day. It was a beautiful sunny day. And, when you have them all in one place, it's just a brilliant party, really. And it was a whole day. So, yeah, the life goes on. That is now 2004. And 2005, things start to change, unfortunately. Not necessarily, in a whole year. But it was just regular, annual leave. I had annual leave, let me say, for 2 weeks. And I didn't go anywhere. I stayed with the kids at home. And this is that's when I started to feel changes, that something is happening to me and I didn't know what it is. Because nobody's aware really when it happens. And I remember ironing. And I don't even know what I thought about. And this strange feeling overcome me. I didn't know what it is. I was like, what's this? What's happening to me? But that was already, at that particular moment, I think that was the start of my battle with anxiety. And I sat down, and this uncomfortable feeling, I couldn't explain to myself. And I was like, yeah, that will pass. But then you get scared because you don't know what it is. And I thought it's nothing to worry about. But it carried on. The more afraid I became of the question, what is it happening? The more these feelings kind of started coming out. I started having panic attacks. I started not sleeping. I went from one to another doctor, and at that time we are talking about nearly 20 years now. The help wasn't really, now we speak much more about mental health and we know much more about it. But then, when I went to the GP, he was like, well, yeah, it is, anxiety, panic attacks, blah, blah, blah. But, it's your life. You can't change your life. Basically kind of you have to help yourself, however But I became progressively worse. Because once you come into that circle of not sleeping, not eating, and your brain not functioning properly because you're so overwhelmed with fear, you start crumbling. It doesn't matter how much I had support from people from around me, my family, friends. When you start becoming so ill, the only way out is medication, because that's not anymore just a little bit of fear. That is, I remember getting up, like you would go to bed and I would say to myself, yeah, everything is okay. I'm going to bed now. You know, I'm going to read. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, you know, just to kind of prepare myself. And you would fall asleep. And within 15 minutes, you are just like this, awake, and your night is done. You're not asleep whole night. And I remember getting up, smoking so much, you know, and because I didn't have absolutely anything that would calm me down. It became so bad that my family was really worried, family back home, because I'm really, really close to my aunt in Belgrade and my cousin, and we are like, basically he's like my brother and she was like my mom, always looking after me. She was so worried that she said, okay, to my cousin, you need to go, you need to see what's happening with her. And he really came, and he was trying to, you know, figure out what's happening to me. I didn't know, you know, it was still a bit of a taboo, or it was still, oh, that's not really a disease. That's not something, you know, serious. No. At that time, I don't think it was really socially accepted, you know. However, he came. I was just getting worse and worse and worse. And it came to that point, I remember breaking down. I broke down so badly. I remember being in the bathroom. And I remember telling him, I will do something to myself if somebody doesn't help me. Because you don't know what you as a person need to do. You're looking for help outside. My blessing is that I talk. I can't keep anything from myself. And if I have a problem or something is really bothering me, I have to bring that out and share. And he was like, he knew that I went to the doctors, but nobody ever gave me any kind of medication, something to help me to start dealing with the problem. Because I am the opinion, this is my personal experience. If you have mental health problems that are becoming something that you can't deal with and you can't help yourself, you need medication. That's my opinion. You need something to give you a starting point, to calm you down, to restore your sleep, to give you strength. You need to recuperate. And just then, once you have a bit of a stability, then you can start working on the things and the issues. Because, you know, it is your mind and it is your body that remembers everything you have gone through in life. And my cousin said to my husband, she is not well. She needs to get out of here. So, you know, she can't carry on like this. They were really worried for me. And he basically packs me up, puts me on the plane, and I go to Bosnia. And I spent 2 months in Bosnia seeing a neuropsychiatrist, getting a therapy, medication. And that was beginning of my battle with mental health. And it was challenging. Imagine when you go and you leave your kids for 2 months, and they were little. And my ex-husband was fantastic. He stayed there with the kids and no questions asked. He just wanted me to get better. You know, it is a big thing. And in Bosnia, I remember the consultant telling me, you know, babe, what we are doing here, you are in Bosnia, but what we are doing is instant help. This doesn't mean you are going to become suddenly healthy, because mental health doesn't work like that. You have to, once you start battling with it, you have to start digging. You have to start digging and trying to find out, why are you having all these panic attacks, anxieties, nightmares. And at that time, it was just like that. I think everything what my body and my mind went through, it was saved somewhere. And very often when life calms down and you think, yeah, I have put everything in place, everything is kind of going smoothly, that starts coming out. Starts coming out because it needs to be worked through it. Bottom line. And yeah, she was telling me that time when we had the talks, she said, basically what happened to you is everything what happened before. Then my pregnancy was fairly hard. Birth was difficult of my twins. That ended up then in cesarean section. Then all the losses. Then I put always such a high standards that I need to upkeep. And in my mind, I was like a machine, well-oiled machine, who was working and not knowing when to stop. And in my mind, everything was, I must do this, I must do this, I must do this, to the point of exhaustion, and body can take that and do that only for a while, but then it comes to a breakdown. And that's basically what happened to me. It came to that, and yeah. Next time a little bit more. We will talk about it. If you like these videos, please subscribe. I am going to I was thinking a lot about what I'm recording, and it was really difficult to record and edit and do all this stuff because, yeah, it's the time, and I work full time, and it's I think from now on, probably all these videos are going to be a bit more rough and ready. But you know what? If you like it and you would like to know more about me and my life, maybe leave a comment or subscribe, and I'll see you in next video.